Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Good afternoon. Yes.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Your parents. Okay. So I'll call the parents, those who are absent like this. Okay, children, shall we continue? What was the last class we talked about?
Ma'am, about symbiotic
Saprotrops.
topic, saprotrops and symbiotic.
Symbiotic relationship. Okay, Naeem, others muted. Naeem, can you tell me what you mean by symbiotic relationship, Naeem?
Ma'am, can I say Sebastian? Ma'am, Sebastian, no.
Sebastian, I'll give you a chance. Let him say first. Oh no. Okay, tell me, Naeem, what is symbiotic relationship means? Say or in your words. In your words, what you understand from symbiotic relationships?
Ma'am, can I say?
Plants?
Plants connect any mushrooms.
Oh, that is saprotrophs, dear. I'm talking about symbiotic relationship.
Ma'am, can I say?
Okay. Okay, Naeem, listen. Who is saying? Sebastian, tell me.
Symbiotic plants are the plants which trade the nutrients and water.
Okay. These are the two different categories of plants. They will share amongst them. They share. That means I already explained to you. Correct? Suppose tree and fungus. There are some fungus who is staying. Did I explain to you that, children? Lichens and all. Okay. I have already told you. This is the lichens I told you. There are some fungi, some fungus. They live on the root. And the tree will give the nutrients to the fungus, and then fungus will
helping to
give the water and the
from the
minerals.
soil.
Okay. Similarly, there are some plants like this, lichens. So this is lichen, and this is what you call these lichens are some of the alga which is in symbiotic relationship with the fungus. Okay, lichens are some of the alga. So you can see that these green patches, what you see here, it is an alga, and what you grown here is one type of fungus. So I have told you that all the fungus and all the alga, they don't undergo symbiotic relationship. Only special type of fungus and special type of alga, they will be in symbiotic relationship. So alga will give nutrients to fungus. Fungus will give in turn the water or minerals what required for alga. Similarly, trees also, I have showed you one of the picture over there. Previous slide. Different types of alga and fungus and all. So you can see these are the tree, and this is one type of fungus. This is the tree, and this is the type of fungus. This is a tree, and you can see there's a green patches is the fungus. And these are lichens and fungus together. All these three pictures are tree and fungus, but this is the lichens and fungus together. Clear? So there are different types of lichens. Lichens means special type of alga and special type of fungus. But it is not necessary all should be in symbiotic relationship. Clear? That's it. Make it clear. Because in the beginning I have showed you some of the alga are autotrophs. Yeah, they cook the food by themselves. The alga which is in the stagnant water. You remember that picture? Clear? Okay, fine. Now we are moving on to the last part of the chapter. That is, how can you renew the minerals and nutrients of the soil? See, all the plants take the food. All the plants take the food, cook the food by taking the water, minerals, everything from the soil. Okay. Now, continuously they are absorbing these minerals. Naturally, what will happen? The minerals will get over. Correct?
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
All the plants every time they are taking minerals every day to cook. Okay. They are taking calcium. They are taking zinc. Can you mute it, everyone? Some sound is coming. Naeem, Sebastian, Rehan. Some breeze sound is coming. Clear? Yeah. Yes. Yes. Abhay, can you switch on your video, Abhay, please? Abhay. Nihal. Yes. Before I wanted to, 1 minute, before I want to teach you. Yes. So shall we continue now the class? So what I'm talking about, as we continue taking, the plants are continue taking the minerals naturally, all this calcium, zinc, everything we are getting from the soil. It will get over. So we have to renew it, or we call another word replenish. Replenish or renew. That means you have to bring calcium zinc back. Okay. So for that, what we have to do, we human beings have to add some manure. These are the things we add in order to renew the soil. Manure and fertilizers. Manure and fertilizers. Now both are very good for the plants. But what is the difference between manure and fertilizer? Pranav, do you know what is the difference between fertilizer and manure?
No, ma'am.
No. Anyone knows the difference between fertilizer and manure? Do you know it? Alan Siju, do you know? What is the difference between fertilizer and manure? No. Alan Siju, okay. Badi, do you know any difference between manure and fertilizer? Say in your mind. Unmute and tell. No one. Safwan, do you know difference between manure and fertilizer? Do you?
No, ma'am.
No. Who knows? Anyone wants to share your idea regarding manure? Tell me.
Ma'am, I know.
One person tell me.
Ma'am, fertilizers are like things that give certain stuff. For example, nitrogen fertilizers.
Yes.
Like that fertilizers, and then manure is like waste products that like help the plants.
Okay, very good, Aaron. Another person was there. He knows who is that.
Sebastian.
Sebastian, tell me what's the difference between fertilizer and manure?
Ma'am, fertilizers are the things which is required for the plants to grow, and manure are the things like waste, like cow dung.
Yes, very good.
Things, and which the farmers and the people put for the plants grow.
Yes.
Properly.
Okay, very good. Both answers correct. Aaron Somi also what said the answer. So fertilizer means it is an artificial manure. Artificial manure. The farmers buy from the shop and put, like ammonia, phosphate, urea. Okay, urea, potash. So nitrogen rich artificial compounds you can buy from the shop. Okay, where do they sell? So I'll show. Fertilizer. First, let us explain fertilizer manure. Then I will show that. Fertilizer means it is the manure artificially made by the human being, and we buy from out and put. Okay. Example, you can write nitrogen compound, ammonia, phosphate. I'll write for you. And manure means it is the natural organic matter. Natural organic matter means Cow dung. What he said, cow dung. Then waste products like rice water. After washing the rice, the water what you throw, the skin of the vegetable peeling. So we peel the vegetable like onion, garlic, then peas, covers, and carrot skin, potato skin, whatever the vegetable you peel out, you will, that all is known as manure. That's very good, rich manure for the plants to grow. So they call it as organic matter. Organic matter which is available in the nature. And also the spoiled food, something spoiled in your home, maybe the curry, maybe the rice, maybe something chicken or mutton, whatever ways, that also is a manure. You can also get the waste products of the buffaloes, and you can get in the meat shop, fish, waste product of fish, and waste products of chicken. All these are very good manure, better than the fertilizers. Okay, so that is the difference between manure and the fertilizer. So,
Ma'am,
yes,
can I say one thing?
yeah, say one thing.
Ma'am, doesn't the fertilizers harm the earthworms?
Some of the fertilizers means you cannot put so much. Okay, usually we put maybe 10 gram of fertilizer, we can't put more. Okay, all the artificial human made things have some side effects. Okay, so usually there is a measurement which can put, you cannot put 1 kg 2 kg urea on them. Maybe coconut trees and you can put more, but like small plants we may put maybe 1 tablespoon, 2 spoons, like that only. Clear? But we can put plenty of waste products. There is no problem for it. You can put the waste products, but provided all these waste materials you should put for the plants which is almost is grown. Okay, other small plants, suppose you are planting a sapling, for that you can put little cow dung, little waste product. Don't put up plenty till it started getting the root and growing. Once it grown big tree, you can put more. Clear? And there's another thing, salt. Salt is a very good manure for coconut plants and all. Not the salt powder, rocky salt is better. Rock salt is better. Powder has some artificial content because they are polishing it. So these are the meaning of our fertilizer. So what is fertilizer? Fertilizers are the artificially, you can just write the word fertilizers and please write only one sentences simply. Don't write very big sentence. What I give, fertilizer means human made artificial fertilizer. So this is the difference between fertilizer. Artificial, human made artificial, manure, made or human made, that's already you are in a human made artificial manure from chemical substance. And usually we call this chemical substance is inorganic matter because it is artificially made. Example, you can write potash. Then we have 1 minute. There are some is given in the book that I'll give you, so that you will learn that one. You have got in your book it is given potassium, nitrogen, ammonia. Then there is another thing what we call factum force. Okay. Then manure means natural organic waste products. Natural organic waste products. Okay. Example, you can write cow dung, cow dung, vegetable waste, fish waste, okay, like that, etc. So no need of writing, at least minimum you three you come to know: potassium, nitrogen, ammonia, factum force. So this is the one we are using in order to replenish or renew the mineral nutrient content of the plants. Clear? Some has already given in your textbook, but these some things which I have given, fish waste and all not indicated. They are given a generally term is waste products. So that can be any waste, which is plant waste. Okay. The plants which is already decayed, or some leaves we cut out of the branches. These all are organic matter.
Ma'am,
Ashes. Yeah, ashes. Yes. Ash also is a very good organic matter. Ashes actually to kill the germs which will decay the plant. Some of the germs will be there, because of that the plant may not grow. Okay, like rose plant and all usually get some kind of a small type of fungus which will kill that, which will spoil the rose plant and all. So ash is very good. And the ants and all. Okay, if the ants are coming, if you throw the ashes, naturally ants will run away. Better than DDT. You know the DDT, what we use, ant killing. That is a little poisonous. So better than we can use ashes, some curry leaf oil. You can buy all this from the shop where we sell all these things. Clear? I hope you have completed. Now, so this is how we can replenish. We can replenish by adding the fertilizers. But sometimes it's very difficult for us. Sometimes it is very difficult for us to get the nitrogen for the plants. For that, better than the waste product, because nitrogen we get it in the air. I already mentioned to you about something regarding the nitrogen in the previous classes. That is what? For that we are using leguminous plants. Leguminous plants mean all type of beans, green peas. Okay. Then the bitter peas. You know, in Malayalam we call it kottamara, which is little bitter. This is the longest long piece what we use in our home. This is the beans. All these plants are known as leguminous plants. So some of the plants will naturally get the nitrogen. Artificially we can put the nitrogen, and also naturally we will get the nitrogen from the air. How? During the rainy season, nitrogen from the sky will be fall through the rain in the form of a nitrogen compound. Nitrogen compound means mixing with the oxygen, mixing with the hydrogen. You will get a nitrogen mixture. So that will be fall from the sky through the rain on the soil. Then there is a bacteria which is known as Rhizobium. Okay, Rhizobium. And this Rhizobium will help this nitrogen to store for these leguminous plants. All these type of plants we call it leguminous plants. Peas, beans, mutton, green peas leaf, all these are known as leguminous plants. So for these plants, they will give nitrogen with the help of a bacteria. Okay. Safwan, can you read this, what I have written there?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you read what I have written over there? Nitrogen fixing.
Nitrogen fixing. Bacteria live in roots of
leguminous plants.
What, ma'am?
Leguminous.
Leguminous plants and from roots. Nodules.
Nodules. Okay. Nodules. Say the word.
Nodules.
Nodules. Not noodles. Nodules. Very good. Nodules. Then read this next one.
Them the
This is a
this is a symbiotic relationship between them. The nitrogen fixed bacteria help in the nitrogen
nitrogen fixation. Nitrogen fixation
or
conversion.
conversion of atmosphere
Atmospheric nitrogen. Into forms. Okay. Naeem, another one. Irene, can you see me? Irene. Okay. Can you read once again from the beginning? Sebastian, I have given chance for you many times. Irene, read new student. Wait, Nai. Irene, can you read? What you?
Yes, ma'am.
Please read.
Ma'am, from first.
From the nitrogen fixing onwards, from the first.
Nitrogen fixing bacteria live in roots of luminous plants and form root
nodules.
This is a
symbiotic relationship
between them. The nitrogen fixing bacteria help in nitrogen fixation
or conversion
of atmospheric nitrogen into forms usable by the plants. Hence, they restore the lost nutrition from the soil.
Okay, you got it? So everyone repeat the word nodules. Say the word. Nodules. Rhizobium. Repeat all of you. Rhizobium. Because these all are the new words you are learning. So you have to learn this. Rhizobium. Nodules. Leguminous plants. Leguminous plants. GG, legu. G here stands for ga. Leguminous plants. Okay. Symbiotic relationship. Nitrogen fixation. Conversion. Okay. Now I want to show you what do you mean by rhizobium. Okay. Can you use this picture, children? Can you see? Yes, now everyone please mute it. Everyone mute it. Sound is coming. Now you can see this. Can you see? This is known as nodules. This small bulb-like structure. This is the rhizobium. Rhizobium is storing the nitrogen. Okay. So this bacteria, how the rhizobium help the plant? This bacteria can infect the roots of the leguminous plants, leading to the formation of lump. Lump means bulging part, or nodules, where the nitrogen fixation takes place. Okay. So what they do? This bacteria will inject on the roots of the plants. How you inject the vaccination? Actually, what do you mean by vaccination? Any idea?
Yes, ma'am.
Is it a medicine? Is it a medicine?
No, ma'am.
It is not a medicine. It is a virus. A virus which want to defeat the coronavirus. Okay. So when you do the vaccination, in your body, there is a virus is injecting. That virus will defeat the corona, so that whenever coronavirus comes, our body, you will not get corona. We are in corona life. No, you will not die. You will not die. These viruses are not the one which is going to kill you. These are the virus, just like fungus and yeast. Yeast is the fungus. Is the fungus is putting in the appam. Correct? You are putting the yeast in the flour to come up. Are you eating that?
It is very dangerous.
No, I am telling, are you eating that? Idli. You are keeping the idli flour. There is some fungus, that's why idli is putting. Yeah. You are eating. Are you dying after eating appam? No. So there are some fungus I mean, there is some virus which will give you immunity.
Energy.
All the vaccination, even small child, you have done polio vaccination. What do you think it is? Polio vaccination is a medicine. So it is in the form of medicine. It is giving you a virus. Okay. So I am telling the same way. Hello. Now please mute it. Some sound. So this is the same way. Rhizobium get injected by themselves into the root of the leguminous plants, and you will get a lump. Like sometimes you get injection, you will get a lump, you know. So same way, some people, it's depending upon your health. Okay, if you are lump means okay, lump means when you hit your head somewhere hard, will you see some lump, something bulging on your this thing? It is there. That is the lump. Okay. Or in biology, we will call it nodule. Lumps or nodules where the nitrogen fixation taking place. About 90% of legume species can become nodulated. 90% of leguminous plants will have a symbiotic relationship with rhizobium in order to get the nitrogen. So in this, all these lumps on the root, what you see is the rhizobium. Okay, rhizobium is making the modules, and they will store the nitrogen from the soil. So this is the another way of this is the another way of
symbiotic relations.
Symbiotic
symbiotic
relationship.
relationship with the rhizobium. In this is all rhizobium nodules. Okay, so all your peas, beans, mata, green peas, chana dal, all these pulses we are getting, they are all the pulses where you get, we call them as leguminous plants. So all the leguminous plants are getting nitrogen naturally. Apart from what we give, they are getting naturally with the help of rhizobium. Okay, my dear children. So by this, we are finishing this chapter. When you come on Monday, seminar, I'll take later. Monday, class test from this chapter. Okay. Learn the lecture note, learn the printed notes. Okay, dear? It's MCQ format, Google format. You know it. It's a one word. So it is easy for you to score the marks. Okay. By studying, not by
Yes,
checking.
ma'am.